Jackie Chan never talked about the call. Not in interviews. Not in memoirs. Not even with friends who thought they knew everything about him. Because talking about it would have changed what it meant. And he didn't give it up for credit. Hong Kong, late 1980s. Jackie is at a strange point in his life. He's successful, undeniably so. His films are breaking records across Asia. His name carries weight. His style is unmistakable. Studios trust him. Audiences adore him. But something bigger is forming beyond his reach. Hollywood. The offers start arriving quietly. Not headlines yet. Private conversations. Exploratory dinners. Carefully worded interest. Executives don't say "we want you" at first. They say things like "we're watching." And "there's potential here." Jackie listens politely. He always does. Then one offer arrives that's different. Not vague. Not exploratory. Specific. Concrete. Unavoidable. It's a leading role in a major international production. Not a side character. Not a novelty role. Not a cameo. A full transition. The kind of opportunity that only comes once. The kind people spend entire careers chasing. The kind that rewrites history. Jackie reads the script alone late at night. Not skimming. Reading every line. Every implication. Every absence. The role is powerful. Heroic. But something about it feels hollow. Not in performance. In consequence. The character survives everything. Wins everything. Leaves destruction behind without looking back. The story rewards impact, not aftermath. Speed, not responsibility. Jackie closes the script. He doesn't reject it immediately. That would be easy. What he does instead is harder. He waits. Around this time, Jackie's stunt team is growing. Young performers. Hungry ones. People who want to do what Jackie does and push it even further. They train relentlessly. They idolize him. They want to follow him anywhere. Including Hollywood. One night after rehearsal, Jackie notices one of the younger stuntmen lingering. Nervous. Unsure. Jackie waits. Eventually the young man speaks. "If you go," he says carefully, "will we still work?" Jackie looks at him. "What do you mean?" he asks. The young man swallows. "In America," he says, "they don't work like here. They won't let us do what you do. They'll replace us." Jackie doesn't answer immediately. Because the young man is right. Hollywood doesn't want teams. It wants stars. It wants safety nets. It wants insurance. It wants distance between risk and responsibility. Jackie thinks about the dozens of people who have built their lives around the way he works. People whose skills don't translate cleanly to another system. People who trust him to protect them. A few days later, Jackie meets with one of the producers privately. They talk about schedules, budgets, publicity. Then Jackie asks the question that shifts the room. "What happens to my team?" he asks. The producer smiles politely. "We'll bring some," he says. "The essential ones." Jackie nods. "And the rest?" The producer shrugs. "Local hires," he says. "That's how it's done." Jackie understands what's being said. If he takes this role, he leaves people behind. Not intentionally, but inevitably. That night, Jackie goes home and sits quietly. He doesn't train. He doesn't rehearse. He doesn't distract himself. He thinks. He remembers his early days. When older stuntmen protected him. When directors risked reputations to give him chances. When loyalty mattered more than contracts. The next morning, Jackie visits a hospital. Not for himself. For a stunt performer injured on a previous production. The man will recover slowly. But his career will never be the same. Jackie sits beside him for a long time. They talk about nothing important. Then, as Jackie stands to leave, the man says something casually. "You always take care of us," he says. Jackie smiles. "I try," he says. That line stays with him. A week later, Jackie meets with the Hollywood representatives again. They expect negotiation. Money. Billing. Creative input. They don't expect what he says. "I can't do it," Jackie says. The room stills. One of the executives laughs slightly. "Of course you can," he says. "We'll make adjustments." Jackie shakes his head. "No," he says. "I mean I won't." They assume he wants more control. More power. More guarantees. They offer them quickly. Jackie listens, then says the words that end the conversation. If I go, he says, I leave people behind. The executives exchange confused glances. This is business, one says gently. Jackie nods. Yes, he says. That's the problem. They don't understand. And Jackie doesn't explain further. He doesn't say he's afraid of success. He doesn't say he's loyal to a fault. He doesn't say he knows exactly how rare this opportunity is. He simply says no. The offer disappears. Quietly. No press. No drama. Just a door that closes. Years pass. Jackie's career continues to grow, but differently. He builds his own system. His own rules. His own protections. He keeps his team together. He creates opportunities instead of chasing them. But something else happens too. The role he turned down becomes a franchise. Massive. Defining. The actor who takes it becomes an icon. Jackie watches the first film alone. Late. He doesn't resent it. He doesn't envy it. But he feels the weight of what he gave up. The visibility. The speed. The cultural explosion. No one knows. No one suspects. Because Jackie never hints at it. He never tells his team. Never tells the press. Never tells history. Because once you say it out loud, it becomes a transaction. And this wasn't. What Jackie gave up wasn't just a role. It was a version of himself the world never saw. A faster rise. A louder fame. An easier legacy. And the reason nobody knew is because he chose silence over spectacle. The world keeps moving. It always does. The franchise Jackie Chan didn't join grows quickly. Sequels follow. Interviews. Magazine covers. The role becomes shorthand for a certain kind of hero, loud, indestructible, larger than life. A hero designed to travel fast across cultures. Jackie notices it the way he notices most things now. Quietly. He doesn't comment. He doesn't compare. He doesn't explain. Instead, he works. He pours energy into his own productions, building something slower but sturdier. He refines systems that protect stunt performers. He insists on rehearsals that last weeks instead of days. He pushes for safety innovations that cost money and time, and often earn him arguments. But he doesn't stop. Because the thing he gave up bought him something else. Time. Time to train people instead of replacing them. Time to teach instead of rushing. Time to build a culture where experience isn't discarded the moment it becomes inconvenient. People around him notice. Not immediately, but over years. One by one, members of his stunt team begin branching out. Some become coordinators. Some direct second units. Some open schools. Some retire safely. A rarity in a profession that usually ends abruptly. They don't attribute it to Jackie publicly, but privately they know. One evening in the late 1990s, after a long shoot day, a senior stuntman approaches Jackie. He hesitates before speaking. You know, he says, if you'd gone to Hollywood earlier, most of us wouldn't still be here. Jackie looks at him. I know, he says. The man frowns. Do you regret it? Jackie thinks. No, he says. But I feel it. That answer surprises the man. How? Jackie gestures vaguely. Like a missing sound, he says. You don't hear it, but you know where it should be. The truth almost surfaces once. A journalist researching the history of that famous franchise uncovers early development documents. Names that were considered. Meetings that happened. A version of the story that doesn't quite line up with the public timeline. The journalist reaches out to Jackie's representatives. Carefully. Respectfully. Jackie declines to comment. The journalist presses once more. Off the record, he says. Is it true? Jackie pauses. Then says, some opportunities are meant to teach you who you are by asking you to leave yourself behind. The journalist doesn't know what to do with that. So the story never runs. Years later, Jackie finally steps into Hollywood fully, on his own terms. Different roles. Different tone. Different expectations. He brings parts of his team with him. He insists on others being trained. He compromises but not on people. The industry struggles to place him. That's fine with him. He never wanted to fit. Behind closed doors, studio executives talk about him differently. Not as difficult. As immovable. as someone who cannot be rushed into abandoning his rules. They don't always like it, but they respect it. One day, a young actor approaches Jackie on set, wide-eyed, excited. "You're the reason I started," he says. "That franchise, it changed everything for me." Jackie smiles politely. "I'm glad," he says. The actor hesitates. "Did you ever almost do something like that?" he asks. Jackie looks at him for a long moment, then answers honestly. "Yes," he says. The actor waits. Jackie doesn't elaborate. The moment the truth finally comes out isn't dramatic. It happens at a dinner. A quiet one. A reunion of sorts. Several stunt coordinators from different eras sit together, trading stories. Someone mentions the franchise casually. Someone else laughs and says, "You know, Jackie was offered that first." The table goes silent. "What?" someone asks. Jackie is there. He doesn't deny it. He doesn't confirm it either. He simply says, "It wasn't the right time. That should have ended it." Doesn't. The story spreads, slowly, respectfully, without spectacle. Not as gossip. As people do the math. They look at timelines. They connect dots. And suddenly, Jackie Chan's career looks different. Not smaller. Deeper. Articles don't call him unlucky. They call him principled. They call him loyal. They call him something far rarer in entertainment. Consistent. A former stunt performer gives an interview years later. Older now. Retired. He's asked why so many of Jackie's people stayed with him for decades. He answers simply, "Because he stayed when leaving would have been easier." Jackie reads the interview alone. Late at night. He doesn't clip it. He doesn't share it. He just sits with it. Looking back, the sacrifice becomes clearer. What he gave up wasn't just fame. It was momentum. The kind that sweeps people along whether they're ready or not. The kind that leaves wreckage behind. Jackie never pretends it didn't cost him. It did. There were moments of doubt. Of wondering what life would have looked like if he'd said yes. If he'd chosen speed over steadiness. If he'd become something else. But then he watches his team work. Sees their confidence. Their longevity. Their families. Their pride. And the missing sound disappears. Late in his career, Jackie is asked during a rare, thoughtful interview what success means to him now. He doesn't talk about box office, or awards, or legacy. He says this: "Success is when the people who helped you climb are still standing beside you when you're done." Jackie Chan gave up something huge. Not because he had to, but because keeping it would have required him to become someone he didn't recognize. Nobody knew for years. Because he never needed them to. And that's why, when the truth finally surfaced, it changed how people understood everything that came after.